Bonjour everyone, welcome to another episode. Today's episode is going to be a special episode for Mustangs, Ford Mustang. Obviously, I'll dedicate this one to Mustang Hunter. Big shout out there. Thanks for inspiring us all through your videos. And also shout out to Miniature Mustangs. Obviously, appreciate his content as well. So go follow those guys if you aren't following already. Mustang Hunter and Miniature Mustangs. Without further ado, let's check out some 1/64 scale loose Mustang castings from multiple different brands. All right, so we'll go chronologically, and you'll see that some iterations of the Mustang may be missing here. I did my best to, make it as complete as possible. Although in loose form, I do have a lot more newer stuff than older stuff. If we're talking about the generation of Mustang, but let's start from the very, very, very beginning. Basically, what actually led to the first iteration of Mustang be this one, the 62 Mustang concept. So this is one that's fairly common and if you purchase multi-packs. It's got nice purple metallic paint, black interior, tiny OH5s, really tiny OH5s, Mustang emblem on the side, dual black stripe with the Ford and the Mustang scripts directly lower and top part of the front of the car. These kind of concepts I find really cool because they're defining, the style is defining of the 60s. I mean, literally, these little barquettes, little open top race cars with the low slung windscreen. Very period accurate. Well, obviously they were styled in period. I love the top view of this car. And the color, which is pretty cool as well. So, yeah, this is going to be the first one. Unfortunately, I don't have any loose 64 to 66 Mustangs, except the one you may potentially see over there. But I'm reserving that one for a future episode, so stay tuned for that. So, next one is going to be 1967 Ford Mustang in probably the most iconic color that you can get for these, at least of that era. Highland green, white go faster stripes, the Alley brand wheels, knockoff wheels, which were my gosh, this thing does not want to focus today. But, okay, give me a second here. Slight technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Let's get that back on track. So, yeah, this is a very well done model with opening hood, under which I believe is a 390, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Blue block. I mean, it could be a 428 potentially, but this is not branded as a GT500. So I'll show you the base. So green light. As you can see, it's not branded as a GT. It's not branded as a Shelby or anything like that. It's got a 2007 copyright. So this is really like this was part of the Greenlight Muscle series of that year. And what's funny about this is that it was shortly after the release of Tokyo Drift, and the car they always used to have in the packaging a little card, basically. Oh, well. Does it actually have the Shelby scripture on the back? Could I be wrong about this? Quite possible. Let's see if we can focus that a little bit more. No, it's really Mustang. It's not Shelby. It's Mustang. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, this came out basically shortly after the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift came out. And the car, as you can see, is very stock, period correct, whatnot. But on that little card that came on in the packaging, a little like card with information on the car, you actually had the Tokyo Drift Mustang with the huge 7-spoke Graham Light wheels as the car depicting what was in the packaging, which, as you can see, is not necessarily correct. So, very weird. But I digress. All right, so unfortunately, that's the only original Mustang that I have loose to show you. And we're gonna go from one end of the spectrum with that classic 60s look all the way to the nether realms of the Mustang 2, which you can see here. Now this specific one is part of the Fresh Cherries Motormax series from the mid-2000s. And this series concentrated on Malaise era economy cars. Definitely nobody's favorite generation of Mustang, and I don't think I'm exaggerating by saying this. Unless you have huge sentimental value, you have one that has huge sentimental value. You bought it new, you had it forever, or whatnot, or you're a huge fan of the original Charlie's Angel, in which they had Mustang Cobra, King Cobra of this generation. I mean, it was a bad car. I mean, this thing literally had a hard time reaching 100 miles per hour in its top trim. And this is not the top trim. This looks like a Ghia trim. So basically, base model with all the luxury equipment, extra chrome, color-coded bumpers, mag wheels. These wheels are really nice, though. They look like little Panasports or something like that. Really cool. Now, this Motormax model is of a dreadful car, but it's extremely well detailed. Lensed headlights, black honeycomb grille with the two little indicators in there. The running pony, the galloping pony on there. All nice silver trim around the windows. Really well done rear lights with the 1977 license plate. So we didn't make a 10-year leap there in between the models. It's going to condense literally very much for the later ones. But keep in focus on this one. You can see the Mustang 2 script on the top right of the hatch. This was a hatchback. This specific one, at least. Coupe was horrendously unaesthetic, to be polite about it. Yeah, got the Ford script in between the two lights. Silver painted gas gap and door handles. This is a very well done. And the interior, look at the details on the seats. It's defining of one of the worst eras in American automobile, and pretty much worldwide automobile. So yeah, I'll show you the base. It's going to be kind of hard to see, honestly. I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to see any of them. Just trying to make and get the lighting right. There we go. Let's see if we can make some magic happen here. Oh, there we go. 77 Mustang 2 using their license. Must not have been a very expensive license to acquire, to say the least. I'm just trying to zoom in on the scale for you. 160. And you can see rubber tires as well, wood tread, metal base, metal body. So it's like a low-end premium model, this one. This was priced comparably to what you would find, example, on the what is it comparable to in quality? Maybe a premium Maisto. A little bit more than premium Maisto. You know, it's like basically, I'd say about Johnny Lightning quality, but with crappy cars. So, you know, they made this very interesting series. I don't have a whole lot of them. I'll be more than glad to show off a few of them in another video. Let me know if that would interest you. I'm going to move on quickly because time's flying by here, and I've still got a whole bunch of other models to show. Some of them will go pretty quickly, like this one. Everybody knows this one. Fox body, Mustang LX SSP. Not a whole lot to mention. There's tons of variations of this model. If you want to see all of them, go check out building the ultimate Matchbox collection. Channel owner Tyrone has got the most fantastic collection of Matchbox that you'll ever see, especially if you like vintage stuff. Extremely good at cracking stuff open to stay at least PG. And he has made a very lengthy episode of police cars, specifically for police cars, and crazy how many of these have come out in a very short period of time, because this is not a very old casting. Cool interior details with a lot of the police gear that would have been present at the time. I find it's pretty well rendered. Obviously, you know, shifter and the steering wheel, you can probably forego that. You've got some light bar that's part of the glass portion of the casting. This one just has a highway patrol, serve and protect on the side, but there are a few other iterations that are actually modeled after real police counties. So is this I don't know. Best badge for any Mustang right there. 5.0. Got the Steelies, the chrome caps in the middle, pretty reminiscent of the real car. And you've got LED's headlamps, since again headlamps, just like the light bar, are part of the glass assembly. And yes, as you can see, it does roll extremely well. Alright, so staying in Fox bodies, another one I won't spend too much time on because it's more or less a recent release. Hot Wheels Fox body, late Fox body 92. I have a couple variations of this. This one is from the Speed Blur, immediately recognizable by its gray wheels. Nice aqua color, reminiscent, very well. The aqua metallic was you know, Mustang staple in the mid to late 80s and early 90s, all the way up to the Cobra, Fox body Cobra, legendary car. No front or rear details, and there was a Super Treasure Hunt version of this that actually looked really good since it didn't have the gray wheels. This one I still enjoy, but I mean, it's a wheel swap candidate, and you know, could use definitely some details on the front and rear for the lights. And I mean, it would be extremely easy to do, since the light assemblies are very geometric and very clearly spaced out. Nice little cowl hood on there. Black interior. Nicely done seat material that is reminiscent of what you would have found in an 87 to a 93 Mustang. Base. Show you quickly because, again, you know, it's not something that it's not a very old variation of this casting. We're talking about again 2018. So, all right, next up, something I'm pretty sure Jason at MHD does not have as a Mustang casting. Jason, tell me if I'm wrong. Fox Body by Maisto. My gosh, I'm going to try and get this in focus because this is a little bit annoying. There we go. So this is part of the Maisto design, but years and years and years ago. Opening hood to reveal a very early 2000s type of setup under the hood with a lot of chrome, all kinds of anodized blue and red, and you know, sign of the times basically. Again, this is a 92 GT. You've got really good tampos on the front for the lights and grille. Cobra on the side. Part of the Maisto All-Stars. As you can see on the license plate, Ford logo. Mustang. Rear lights are not bad, not great, but not bad. You know, I love the fact that when they did the Cobra, they actually took the LX lights, put them on the GT, and then upped the GT's performance and aesthetics. I found that was a great move by Ford because the GT rear lights are not super nice. If ever we do a second part of carded Mustangs, I'll be able to show you the difference. Right now I don't have anything handy. Wheels are great. I love these wheels. I find these wheels are really, really well chosen. You can actually see brake discs behind there too. Pretty cool stuff. And in the rear, they've got more of a dish than in the front, which is always nice to see. Obviously the offset, you can't expect miracles on a 1/64 scale diecast, but look at that paint, that shimmer. Interior, we got a couple chrome pieces in there. A little bit of dash details. Seats look to be pretty much stock. No opening doors. And the wing seems to be a little bit bigger than it would be stock, but I know that slightly oversized version of the same thing in the aftermarket did exist. Don't know if they're still produced, but yeah, it did exist. And that right there was literally my favorite Fox body in my collection. I'm going to move these over a little bit just to make it more pleasing to the eye. This thing really rolls well. There we go. Voila. There we go. And next one I'm going to show you. It's actually the only pseudo SN95 generation Mustang that I have loose. And I mean, they're few and far between. I don't have the Hot Wheels version, don't have the Matchbox version either. But I do have a Maisto type Mustang Mach 3 concept. Bring it back a little bit closer here so you can check that out. So Maisto, obviously this is like a fresh metal mainline, so not the best detail, but the lines of the car are pretty cool. I know that I had way back when assembled a 1/24 scale plastic kit of this car. I actually painted it green instead of the red in which it was shown in 93. And yeah, this was a precursor to the SN95 Mustang that came up in 94 to replace the Fox body that ended in 93. Speedster style. The rear end is very interesting and very, they call it organic styling in the early 90s. So everything was rounded and bulbous. Yeah, you still have you definitely see the reminiscence of the SN95 interior in here with the twin bulge dashboard, and the more rounded lines in there. I've always found the SN95 to be fairly cool once I got used to it. It's never been my favorite generation of Mustang, but I've grown to appreciate them a lot, especially the Cobras and the Cobra R's, obviously. Mystic Chrome paint was really something that really impressed me at the time when it came out in the 95 or 96. So we'll put that little Maisto right over there. And yeah, we'll continue on with, we're going to go to the S197 next. So this is a multi-pack exclusive with the camel paint. It's a GT500 Shelby. It's definitely the paint job that made me pick up the 10-pack that this was in as the 10-pack exclusive. It's really cool, like a pink and dark red camo. Really cool base paint color. Really like that a lot. Doesn't really translate super well in this lighting, but it's got a nice shimmer to it. I like the gold stripes on the top too. Twin 5 spokes with the gold ring to match the stripes. GT500 stripe on the bottom and the Cobra emblem. No front or rear detail on this one, but nice cast details. I find the front bumper on this casting though is a little bit off. It's too high. I know that it's to make sure it doesn't get stuck if you race these on Hot Wheels tracks, but still, I find the rear is better rendered than the front. It's really just missing a little bit of that. It's like the front bumper was squished upwards from the bottom, so I don't know, but it's still a cool casting. Pretty decent one. Next one, basically, let's stay with the same model, but a different body style. So, still GT500, still the same gen and everything, but we have the drop top here, which is Matchbox as opposed to Hot Wheels, and you'll see kind of the theme with the coupe versus drop top here. So yeah, here's your side profile with the 10 twin 10 spokes, which is one of the better wheels that Matchbox makes. Same type of livery, without the camo, obviously. Side mirrors integrated into the windscreen, which is really cool on this one. Same vents, same stripes on the hood. But you see the front end, I find on the Matchbox version is better rendered in views of the fact that the bumper goes lower compared to the Hot Wheels one. If we compare them side by side, there's just something off with the Hot Wheels one. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I find Matchbox nailed it better than Hot Wheels on this one. So this is a thrift store find. I really like this one. Rear end is to me a little bit more realistic as well. And yeah, I like the color as well. It's a nice color. I really like the color of this GT500. It's kind of like a seafoam aqua, blue-green. And speaking of blue and green, how about we merge all that together with this Hot Wheels 2012 custom Mustang. It's got like a big drift setup and a really cool Falcon livery with the teal and blue. This one is, I love the Falcon livery on the get-go, so this one is definitely something I like. I have a few Falcon livered vehicles, but not that many. It's got all the sponsors there, the K&N, Willwood, and whatnot. The Tane, which I find kind of weird, Tane suspension on a Mustang, but that's just me. Sparco, well, that's cool too. Sparco seats. You know, I like the wide body. I like the big wing, which works with this wide body. The white OH5s are really cool. Not a whole lot to say. I mean, you know, I like this. Well, I do like Mustangs better than Camaros on the get-go, but I really do like this custom wide body Mustang better than the custom wide body Camaro of the same vintage that they did. So 2012 Mustang once again. Trying to get a little bit more focus on this, especially I think I'm holding it upside down. Yeah, I am. So custom 12 Ford Mustang 2011 copyright. Black interior, black base. Look at those vents on the hood, eh? Pretty cool. I like that there's a hood vent as well, and a part of the roll cage that we can see in the trunk. Lack of casting details on the back, honestly. Those would be harder to paint in. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Would have probably put the diffuser on the back, which this one lacks, but it's a detail and you don't really see it anyways unless you're really oogling at the model like we're doing right now. So next up, we're going to be able to do a quick comparo here between two different brands. So we have here a Mustang Boss 302, and this is by Maisto, recognizable by their extremely disappointing wheel setup. But the casting itself makes this pretty much an ideal wheel swap candidate. I mean, look at this. Look at the proportions and everything. This thing is actually not bad. We've got details on the front with the emblem and the lights. Really well done rear. Ford plate, the Mustang badge, the lights done. Obviously this was a thrift store find, so it's far from mint. I'm going to touch up all that black with the Sharpie eventually, fine point Sharpie. Front end, same thing. I'm going to touch up the lip there, but you know, same time I like play wear when it looks like patina. In this case, kind of does. Obviously, you know, tip of the mirror, typical for a car that's been played with by the previous custodian. No interior on this one, or at least I don't think there is, because these windows are black as night. But overall, a very nice dollar store car. So we go up in the range. Let's see what an intermediate range car of the exact same model would look like. So let's go again with another Boss 302, different color. This one in the lime green. And this one is by Majorette, and it is a street car. So Majorette street car would be the main line basically of Majorette. You can see that the tampos are slightly different on the hood versus the previous one, where the stripes don't continue from the central strip all the way to continue down on the fender to then plunge onto the lower body. But you've got the Boss 302, just like the Maisto, the scripture there. Black wheels. These are the twin 5 spokes. They look pretty good in black. When they're silver, not so much, but that's just my own taste. Both of these actually have side view mirrors. Hot Wheels take note. And yeah, this one does have an interior. Can't really see a whole lot of it because, you know, it's black, and this is a windows closed type car, so no view through the side, but you can see a little bit of it. Rear's really well done as well. And you know what? This has the GT badge on the back, whereas it should not be a GT badge on the back of a Boss 302. So Maisto actually nailed that one a little bit better. And plus, the Maisto rear lights kind of look like the LED aftermarket lights, as opposed to these that look like the stock ones. I'll let you be the better judge which one's the best, but overall, I love the color on this one. Quality is definitely tenfold over the Maisto. From the wheels to the paint quality, to the detailing, because I mean, we've got lens headlamps on this one that are part of the glass portion of the casting, which I find is a really cool touch. Black grille, this little Mustang logo in the middle. Yeah, it's a really cool car. Picked this one up, immediately cracked it open. Just had to see what it looked like outside the packaging, so there you go. Bought this probably 3 years ago, 4 years ago maybe. All right, so in the final stretch, we're gonna finish off with two 2018s. First and foremost, one that we're not gonna spend. Well, actually, neither we're gonna spend a whole lot of time on. But we've got this nice Hot Wheels version, coupe version. Love the color, best color. Well, it's kind of a bit darker than Grabber Blue, but I mean, Grabber Blue to me is the best color for a Mustang. So just 2018 Mustang GT, nothing special. Black 10 spokes, cool striping on the hood. No front tampos, no rear tampos. Just very basic. I mean, to me, this is a custom base, literally. We'll see what happens in the future. I'll probably play around with it a little bit. Add some lights and some vents and maybe change the wheels on it. We'll see. But, you know, it's well done. Black detail on the top of the spoiler there. Black interior. Nothing special. But, you know, it's a cool car. And last but not least, same model. Nope. There goes this Fox body. Same model, but in convertible trim. Really apologize about the focus, eh? The light's really bad today because it's extremely cloudy. So yeah, as mentioned before with the GT500s, you've got Matchbox that does the convertible version and Hot Wheels that does the coupe version. I'm assuming that this is because of licensing or something like that, one has a license for the coupe, one has a license for the convertible. And if you look at the Camaro, it's the same thing. You get all the coupes at Hot Wheels, and the ones that are made by Matchbox are actually convertibles. So I'm assuming it's the same thing. They're both under the Mattel umbrella, right? So obviously could have something to do with it. Now, this one is from the Mustang set that came out maybe last year or the year before. I'm not really sure anymore. So the big 5 spokes, you know, typical Matchbox wheel in chrome, nice burgundy metallic paint or wine red, tan interior, really good color combo, full details front and rear. Which is something Hot Wheels did for the 2015 Mustang that came out in red as a coupe and then in blue as a convertible as first editions. This one does have side mirrors as well. Again, Hot Wheels take note. Details, mirrors. It's better than a bunch of stripes. Just letting you know. Pretty sure I'm not the only one that thinks this, but yeah, rear is really well done. Mustang plate with the Galloping Pony GT badge, and there you go. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, despite the lack of focus from my camera, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you want to be advised of future uploads, and don't hesitate to join in the comments with any type of feedback, suggestions, requests for specific content and things of the sort. Always down for diecast discussion. So until next time, I wish you an excellent day, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.